Well, hello, hello, hello. So I'm going to say this. I'm tired. We've been live for a long time. So just because some people don't understand that I've been tired. I didn't put my aligners in because then I'd be accused of being a drug addict because I'm slurring my words. It's not slurring my words. I had aligners in, but that's okay. Anyway, just ridiculous people. Anyway, not you guys. I have, look at this. This is where I wish I was right now. It's windy like crazy out. I've got a crazy week coming up. I have a medical procedure. I have a something to do legally, and have so much to do with that, and plus a lot of shipping to do. But that's just wish, yeah. Take me away to the beach. Okay, so we are still looking for a beach sponsor. All right, anyway, let's talk about, there's a lot to talk about. It's going to be kind of fast because I am kind of tired. Where's that, hold on, where's that Adderall that I'm supposed to have, right? Yeah, iron. Unbelievable. Okay, so there was a female synagogue leader stabbed dead in Detroit. Detroit political activist and president of a downtown synagogue was found stabbed to death outside of her home in city's Lafayette Park on Saturday morning. Samantha Wool, 40 years old, led the Isaac Agree downtown Detroit synagogue since 2022 after working on the campaigns of Congresswoman Elisa Slotkins and Attorney General Dana Nessel. Police say her body was found at 6:30 a.m. by a passerby. There was a trail of blood that led from her home to the body, which had been stabbed multiple times. And it was said about her death, "We are shocked and saddened to learn of the unexpected death of Samantha Wool, our board president. At this point, we do not have more information, but we will share it when it becomes available. May her memory be a blessing. I am shocked and saddened and horrified to learn of Sam's brutal murder," Nessel said in a statement. Sam was as kind a person as I've ever known. She was driven by her sincere love of her community, state, and the country. Sam truly used her faith and activism to create a better place for everyone. The synagogue said in a statement that it was shocked and saddened by her unexpected death. At this point, we do not have more information, but we will share it when it becomes available. May her memory be a blessing. Separately, okay, let's see here. So that's very sad news there. And I want to get to the verdict in the Trones case. So, the Florida jury took about 5 hours to convict David Trones, an Orlando man, of killing his wife after she refused to appear on a home renovation reality TV show. They found him guilty of first-degree murder in the death of Shante Cooper Trones, who was 39, happened on April 24th, 2018, Trones initially insisted that he came home to find his wife dead in the bathtub and surmised that she fell. Detectives didn't believe him and told him he fake cried for about 7 or 8 hours today. Not one tear came out of your eyes, not one. A medical examiner ruled that Cooper Trones died from blunt force trauma and strangulation. Trones spent nearly 2 years in a state mental hospital after a judge declared him incompetent to stand trial due to ongoing manifestations of schizophrenia. Earlier this year, the hospital filed paperwork saying they believed he was competent. The state attorney general of the Ninth Judicial Circuit of Florida said it was Cooper Trones' refusal to appear on the reality show Zombie House Flipping that led to her death. The couple had been married for a year. Trones had bought the house, but his wife paid thousands on renovations. Trones was hoping to appear on the reality show, but prosecutors say that Cooper Trones opposed the appearance, and that led to the couple sleeping apart. Trones in the garage and Cooper Trones in a one-bedroom studio on the property. Evidence presented during the trial showed that the victim was killed in the bedroom, and Trones attempted to clean up prior to police coming on the scene. Trones claimed that he found his wife in the bathtub after spending the day cleaning and walking his dogs, but the medical examiner testified that the facial injuries, blood evidence, and bruises on the victim and the victim's eyes told a different story. After the verdict, they sentenced Trones immediately to life in prison. So that's the end of that, and some justice for his wife, but she shouldn't have to have had her life shortened by him in the first place. Okay, and then I want to talk about the woman who was a cancer scammer. An Iowa woman who scammed friends and strangers with her fake battle against cancer on social media is going to spend no time in prison after a judge gave her probation and a suspended sentence. Madison Russo, 20, pled guilty to first-degree theft in June for accepting more than $37,000 from 439 donors reached on TikTok, GoFundMe, Facebook, and LinkedIn. In court on Friday, Judge John Tellene rejected a defense request to have the conviction wiped off Russo's record if she stays out of trouble for 3 years on probation. Tellene said that people who deal with her in the future should know that she once engaged in a criminal scheme and that she needs to understand that serious crimes have serious consequences. Through this scheme, you deceived your friends, your family, your community, other cancer victims, charities, and strangers who were motivated by your supposedly tragic story to donate to help support you. Russo said in court that she made up the entire story as an attempt to get my family back together. Tellene suspended the 10-year sentence and ordered her to pay a $1,370 fine. She already paid $39,000 in restitution. Russo was arrested in January when medical professionals noticed discrepancies in her story. When police subpoenaed her medical records, they found no cancer diagnosis. Okay, and then we have a scary situation here. A 39-year-old rock climber was arrested on Thursday and charged with planning a shooting attack on a climbing event at a Central Oregon State Park this weekend. The Portland Police Bureau detectives notified Deschutes County deputies about the potential attack on Monday, identifying Portland resident Samson Zaboria Garner as the suspect, the Deschutes County Sheriff's Office said. The two agencies worked together on the investigation, learning on Thursday that Garner had already traveled 145 miles to Deschutes County, where the American Alpine Club was hosting the Smith Rock Cragging Classic. That was going to occur October 20th through the 22nd at Smith Rock State Park on the Crooked River. Detectives and deputies tracked Garner down and took him into custody just before 2:30 p.m. Thursday, charging him with attempted murder, attempted assault, and unlawful use of a weapon. Search warrant of Garner's vehicle found evidence of the planned attack. The evidence included a Beretta 9mm handgun, a Sig Sauer 9mm handgun, and an AR-15. According to the Oregon Public Radio, the Deschutes County District Attorney Steve Gunnels, who filed a 27-count charging document against Garner on Friday, said investigators located journal entries that suggested that Garner had a generalized anger and did not plan to target specific people. It's going to be random. Gunnels said investigators have not identified a clear motive for the plot, but stressed that the plot was a serious one. Garner was prepared for it. He had driven 2.5 to 3 hours to Deschutes, where he apparently intended to carry out the attack, and he was armed for it. Garner has an active membership in Mazama, a mountaineering education nonprofit, but Mazama Executive Director Rebecca Phillips said his involvement with the group has been limited since 2018. The American Alpine Club said in a Facebook post that it became aware of a threat on Wednesday, and they kept abreast of the situation until Garner was arrested, and it was satisfied there was no further threat to the event. Garner was arraigned Friday afternoon in order to held on $10 million of bail. He is expected to be indicted by a grand jury next week. But how did they find out about him? That's crazy. Okay. And that guy that killed the judge, they still haven't found him yet. And they go over there. Maryland murder suspect Pedro Argote's silver Mercedes was found abandoned Saturday morning in the Williamsport area, but the man suspected of gunning down Circuit Court Judge Andrew Wilkinson outside his Hagerstown home is still on the run. Is he still on the run, or did he do something to himself, I wonder? Washington County officials said during a news conference that Argote's car was found in a remote and wooded area by a resident. Wilkinson, 52, was fatally shot Thursday night, hours after presiding over Argote's divorce hearing and awarding custody of 4 children to his partner. Wilkinson gave the children's mother sole use and possession of the property and barred Argote from entering. He was ordered to pay $1,120 a month child support. Argote's divorce has been a messy one. In his initial filing last year, he accused his wife of failing to keep up with the children's homeschooling or to properly supervise them. She countersued, accusing him of cruel treatment. Days after filing her complaint, she asked for a protective order, telling the court he was harassing her via texts, controlling her movements, threatening to abuse their daughter, and making false accusations. "I don't get out of the house without his knowledge," she wrote in the court documents. "I know he has his weapon on him at all times." The judge granted a temporary protective order and ordered Argote to surrender his guns. The wife had the order dismissed weeks later, according to court records. One of the chief disputes between the couple was Argote's insistence that they live in the same house while they sort out their business and stabilize their finances. But Wilkinson wrote that the idea was frankly a non-starter. The testimony leaves this court with the uneasy sense the father engages in absolute control over the mother, their finances, and their lives. This is not in the best interest of the children. Wilkinson ordered Argote out of the house that day, and that ended in the judge's death. Huntington Beach, there's a driver that plowed into a Kohl's, charged with attempted murder. That's great. And we talked about this case, I don't know, a few months ago or something. Well, let's see what's going on here. This is the over there. Flashy California hairstylist and his actress yoga studio owner girlfriend have pled guilty to drugging a mentally ill eye doctor with LSD and bilking him out of millions of dollars before he died. 47-year-old Anthony Flores, also known as Anton David, and Anna Renee Moore, who is 40, were indicted earlier this year on 12 federal charges, including conspiracy, identity theft, mail fraud, and money laundering, as they allegedly embezzled $2.7 million from an ophthalmologist, Dr. Mark Sowash, 57, and then tried to steal another $20 million after he died in 2018. The couple, who are no longer together, wormed their way into the doctor's life, convincing him that they were his best friends and caretakers, all the while gaining access to his multi-million-dollar brokerage account and other financial accounts. And during that time, they isolated Solwich from friends and family and began pumping him full of drugs, including ketamine, marijuana, and LSD. The couple, who are no longer together, continued their conniving ways even after Dr. Mark Solwich, 57, kicked them out of his Malibu home. They moved into a high-end hotel and they paid with his money, and they watched him on cameras they set up in his home. And when he died in May of 2018, they promptly moved back into his house and began moving large sums of his money into their own accounts. The fraud was uncovered when Solwich's mother and sister, who live in Florida, filed a lawsuit against the couple after Solwich's death. Flores and Moore allegedly violated multiple court orders to return the money they stole from the victim in the course of the lawsuit. Let's see here. Funneling the money through multiple different accounts to thwart the victim's estate and court-appointed receiver from recouping the money. The suit was ultimately settled with Flores and Moore agreeing to pay the estate $1 million, which they have not done yet. Flores and Moore agreed to plead guilty to 7 counts in August. Flores appeared in court to enter his plea to the 7 counts plus 2 additional counts of wire fraud. Moore is scheduled for sentencing on January 2nd, 2024, and Flores' hearing is set for February 26, 2024, and they both face decades in prison. Okay. So I think, there's one more. One more, and then we're going to do the word puzzle, and then we're going to bed. Oh my goodness. Yes, we are. Here we go. So, a former professional baseball player is accused of murdering his father-in-law and attempting to kill his mother-in-law at their home on the shores of Lake Tahoe in 2021. On Friday, police arrested 49-year-old Danny Serafini in connection with the attacks. Police also took into custody 33-year-old Samantha Scott, who was reportedly close to the family and may have been a nanny. The arrests come after police were called to a home on June 5th, 2021 in North Lake Tahoe, where they found 70-year-old Robert Gary Spoor dead from a single gunshot wound. His wife, Wendy Wood Spoor, had been shot twice and survived the shooting, but she died the following year from suicide as she dealt with depression and disability. Security camera at the home recorded a male wearing a hood and face covering walking up the driveway of the residence hours before the incident. Police arrested Serafini on Friday morning in Winnemucca, Nevada, while Scott was arrested at Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas. Both are detained and awaiting extradition to California. Today, justice was served. Placer County Sheriff Wayne Wu said in a written statement, the apprehension of those responsible for the tragic events that unfolded in Homewood, North Lake Tahoe in 2021 stands as a testament to the unwavering dedication of our detectives, law enforcement partners, and the persistence of our pursuit of truth. Serafini is reportedly married to the daughter of one of the victims. He is also facing charges of child abuse and endangerment. Details on those allegations were not immediately available. Following the shootings back in 2021, the victim's daughter, Adrienne Spoor, spoke with the media about the attack and said, and I quote, "We still don't completely understand the motive of the killer, and at the end of the day, he came here to kill my mom and dad," Spoor said at the time. Serafini played for 7 seasons as a pitcher in the MLB. He was a first-round draft pick in 1992 for the Minnesota Twins, later played for the Chicago Cubs, San Diego Padres, Pittsburgh Pirates, Cincinnati Reds, and the Colorado Rockies. In 2007, Serafini was suspended for 50 games after testing for performance-enhancing drugs. He asserted that the steroid found in his system had been prescribed by a Japanese doctor while he recovered from a torn tendon. There was one other thing I just remembered. There was an au pair here. A young au pair allegedly shot and killed a man in a home near Washington, D.C. earlier this year, where a woman was also stabbed to death. On Thursday, the Fairfax County Police Department issued an update on the case, announcing that 23-year-old Juliana Perez Magalhaes had been charged with second-degree murder in connection with the death of 39-year-old Joseph Ryan. Oh, same name as Lori Vallow's husband. Ryan was found with multiple gunshot wounds at a house in Herndon in February. The body of 37-year-old Christine Banfield, who had been stabbed repeatedly, was also found in the house. Authorities say that shortly before 8 a.m. on February 24th, a 911 call was placed from the residence, but the caller hung up. 13 minutes later, dispatchers answered a second call, and Perez Magalhaes and Banfield's husband were on the call. Perez said her friend had been hurt. According to the news, the husband, whose name has not been released, said that he shot an unknown man who had allegedly forced his way into the home and stabbed his wife. The Fairfax County Police Department said arriving officers encountered an appalling scene. Banfield's body was discovered in a bedroom upstairs with the stab wounds focused on her upper body. She was rushed to the hospital, but she died shortly thereafter. Ryan's body was located nearby and had multiple gunshot wounds in his upper body. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators have not said whether they have determined Ryan was the person who stabbed Banfield or why he was at the residence. No signs of forced entry were found. A 4-year-old girl was also at the home at the time of the death. She was found safe. The husband is said to have refused to speak to investigators. He is reportedly a federal law enforcement officer, but Perez Magalhaes cooperated, and detectives believe that she is the person who shot Ryan, not Banfield's husband. Police have said that Banfield and Ryan knew each other, but the nature of their relationship was not disclosed. Perez Magalhaes is being held in a detention center without bond. The investigation continues, and police are still interviewing witnesses and examining evidence. If you have anything to tell them, call the Fairfax County Police Department at 703-246-7800. And that is all we can do tonight. I'm going to do the word game, and that's it. I'm just going to do the daily, and I hope it's short and small because I have to go to sleep. I am tired. We're going to have to figure out these auctions a little bit better because they're running really over time. Uh-oh. Don't even tell me. I haven't been on this entire time. What is going on? Hold on. We're going to have to figure out these auctions a little bit better because they're running really over time. I don't know where that's playing from. Uh-oh. Don't even tell me. I haven't been on this entire time. What is going on? Hold on. We're going to have to figure out these auctions a little bit better because they're running really over time. I don't know where that's playing from. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. This is a madhouse. Don't even tell me. I haven't been on this entire time. What is going on? Hold on. We're going to have to figure out these auctions a little bit better. I don't know why this is playing, guys. Because they're running really over time. I don't know where that's playing from. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. This is a madhouse. Don't even tell me. I haven't been on this entire time. What is going on? Hold on. We're going to have to figure out these auctions a little bit better. What is going on? Okay, now I see. All right. Wow, that was crazy. Okay, I've been on the whole time. Okay, that was scary. All right, let's just, wow. Can everybody give it a thumbs up since I'm going crazy? Please feel sorry for me and just give it a thumbs up. We got a really crazy week coming up. Been up super duper late. High 61. I'm been up so late. It's not looping. Where do you see looping? Is it looping for anybody? I don't see looping. Okay. Oh, we can't do a bake off now. We just got to do the event here. Daily puzzle. Hi, K-Rox. Oh, K-Rox, you have no idea. I've got a medical procedure. I have a legal thing to do. I have just like regular things to do and just so much coming up. It's crazy. This is the daily puzzle. I'm glad it's like this, but I mean, what is this? Like kindergarten today. Hi, Murder Crows. Thank you. Thank you, Murder of Crows. There's no tick. Oh my goodness, guys. Yay. Thank you, Murder Crows. Thank you, everybody. Okay, I am going to bed. I will see you tomorrow. Love you guys. God bless. Prayers for you all. And we'll see you tomorrow. Everybody be nice. Oh, and please keep Snow Remover in your thoughts. She lost her father last night. Well, now it's probably the night before or last. But yeah, please keep her in your thoughts and prayers. You're thinking about your snow. Love you. Prayers. Hear wind chimes. It's very windy outside. I have to go to bed. I am exhausted. But I will see you tomorrow. Bye. See you later. Good night. Oh gosh, I have to go somewhere and end this. Hold on, I have to get into my studio. Oh, Paul, what, Stu Studio. What's his name? Paul, what's his name? I didn't even think of his name. Can't hurry. It's not. What the heck is his name? Phil Collins. I got it. Not Paul. Phil Collins. Phil Collins.